Hi there Taurus, thank you for joining me for your weekly forecast for week commencing the 24th of February. Your aspirations, the things that really drive you at a soul level, are very strong as this week begins, but that can also blur the need to stay utterly realistic when it comes to more worldly issues. And part of this comes from the fact that Venus, your ruler, is forging two separate influences this week. One is highly productive, potentially, and the other can be challenging. So let's take the upside first. Venus is actually going to be forging a great link with Saturn. Now Saturn, of course, has a bad reputation of being the strict taskmaster, and it can be a very difficult influence, and it is pressing and continues to press on your sector of relationships. And in fact, by the end of this week, Saturn is going to go through a 5.5-month retrograde. So you need to be prepared that maybe there's more to learn about how other people see you in terms of the way you relate, and also learning more about your needs in this vital part of our lives. But equally, this week Venus is forging a very positive link with Saturn, and Venus is your ruler. And Venus is in the part of your horoscope which is about growth, exciting new adventures and understanding things in a different way. The truth of one relationship, therefore, could become much more obvious this week, but as it does, you may be very gratified at what you learn. It's possible that your relationship to the relationship can change. You'll see something in a different, much more positive way. I really appreciate what you have. Count your blessings. But equally, there may be another situation where it feels that you do all the giving and someone else is doing all the taking. Now, this doesn't necessarily point towards a personal relationship. It could well be a professional one. And that's coming because Mars is squaring up with Venus. And it's going to be important to try to manage any frustration that comes up. Especially, of course, because Mercury continues to twist backwards until Friday in your sector of worldly hopes, the way you interact with people at work, and there may be something that's going slower than you would really like. But in the early part of the week, the Sun, in its combination with Neptune, can really see you wanting to see the best in situations, but potentially then getting hugely disappointed when you don't. So keeping that essence of realism that's part and parcel of your nature ordinarily is going to be important. Don't put anyone on a pedestal, but neither at the same time be too negative about potential. And if there are frustrations at work, or you're waiting to hear news about a job or a training opportunity, I do feel that by the end of this week, better news can head your way. However, by the end of this week, there is also a hugely transformational link between the Sun and also Pluto. And this pushes you to be much more open to new ways of doing things. This could be technology, it could be through training, it could be just through conditioning your mind really to be much more open to anything that's different to what you've known in the past, because that elemental desire of yours to have a certain amount of stability and sameness in your life is what gives you your sense of security, but it can become a comfort blanket that almost strangles you. So just be conscious of the need to keep evolving and just inching outside your comfort zone. It will be good for you. And then on the last 2 days of this week, both Mars and also Saturn go into those retrogrades. With Mars, it's just saying that the next 2 months can be a brilliant time for you to just redouble your efforts when it comes to being more aware of what you put in your body, the amount of exercise you get, the amount of rest you get, about becoming more efficient in your life in general. With Saturn, it is about those relationships, and there will be a huge amount to learn in the next 5.5 months. But throughout this period, there is also the potential for the ties that really matter to become even more meaningful. And that can be part of the message that the planets deliver to you this week too. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.